One of the things that happens to everybody breaks glass, and Willie just broke a piece of glass here, and I asked him why did it break, and of course, he's just going away doing what the normal day would be. I said, let me come over and check, and what I found out was, here, let's get a look at this real quick, okay? This point right there, he was driving that point in when the glass broke. Boom. And if you look at this piece, this is a really nice piece of wavy. See that? Okay, this has got really nice features in it. And one of the things that what happens is, like, this is a hard piece of wood. This is a koya, right? And sometimes the points don't go in all the way, sometimes they do. Like, here's a point that went in sufficiently far, right? But his didn't. So he took his tool, his glazing hammer, and he was driving it in, okay? And he was just doing this, and what happened was the point started driving down toward the glass instead of shooting straight in, okay? And when that happened, he hit it once too many times, and it caused the glass to break, okay? There's different ways to approach setting the points. Here, come around this side, Willie. Look at this. There's a point right there that when he drove it, it bent upwards, okay? And when it bent upwards, there's no risk involved, but it doesn't really hold the glass. That one bent down, okay? So I showed him a little trick. Sometimes when you put your glazing point in, see if you can get on top of that. Okay, yeah, there you go. See, it's in kind of at an angle there, and the angle is what the glazing point is in far enough so that it's holding the glass in, even though it's at a kind of a unorthodox position. It's still there, still holding the glass in place. So that's one way to do it. Another way that you might be, if you don't like that, I've got this tool here, window zipper. I'll pull that point out, and then I'll grab my my point driver to hold the glass in. I'll go ahead and put a point in there again, the exact same spot, okay? Because maybe the hole is deeper, right? So now I'm gonna try to drive it in further. Let's see, that went pretty good, okay? That went in really nice. I think it's in far enough, okay? But maybe it's not far enough, right? So another thing that you can do, look, I've got this handy dandy Historic Homes Workshop program from a long time ago. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that up underneath my glass there. I don't know if you can see the point is right there. Then I can have a little bit of padding there, pad my glass, okay? That's one way to do it. Another thing you can do is you can take, you can bend it up a little bit there so that you can get it in further, okay? So that one's probably in far enough there. You see it? You see it right there? Okay. So that's what happens, So that's, you have to, so when you're putting your glass in, you have to really watch your glazing points. Somebody will say, here look at the camera on me, Willie. Somebody will say, okay, yes, okay, you take your, you put your glass in, you set your point, you put the points in every so far, and then if they're not in, you drive them in with your glazing hammer, okay? It sounds simple enough, right? But, there's more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? There's little itty bitty micro movements that you learn to see, like, you have to you have to actually look at that glazing point to make sure that it's doing what you intend it to do. It's not enough to say just hammer the joker in, because just hammering the joker in without the proper knowledge, you know, then you know, you risk breaking a really, really nice piece of glass. Okay, so listen, guys, Willie broke a piece of glass, but he hasn't done anything that all of us haven't done before. I mean, I've broken so much glass. This is how I know, right? I mean, there are times when I've broken piece after piece after piece after piece after piece and not known why. And you know, this is the kind of lesson that you evolve to just intuitively understand. So when this happened to Willie, here's the opportunity to see. So I want to show you one last thing. So follow me to the chalkboard. Artisans, right? I've got some things about artisans. They're masters of technique, tool, and therefore work. Okay? They see through to the end point of a project, task, or work in envisioning the whole. They devise a strategy to effectively and efficiently accomplish the task at hand with the tools that they have available. Now, this is the part that's really applicable here. An artisan predicts and executes solutions to problems before anyone suspects a problem exists. You see that? Okay? So that the potential for breaking the glass is always there. The method for breaking the glass is always there, but if you don't know it, then you can't head it off at the pass. So when problems don't emerge, the untrained eye never even knew the potential existed. You see that? Okay? You know, when nobody sees a problem, then they don't know. They just don't know. But so a beginner proceeds ignorant of the need for caution or particular attention, risking potential disaster and loss of valuable resources. So you see that? So, but now, having done that and having this explanation, this is not a failure. Okay, what this is adding knowledge to yourself. Okay, that will then allow you to do this part of the equation, right? To know that there's where the problems lie before a problem even emerges, right? And be able to handle that in a way that is this mastery. You see, yeah, that's what makes you a master of technique, tool, and therefore work. Is understanding things like little micro skills that you add to yourself, like how to handle a little measly glazing point. Okay, a little measly glazing point. Okay, you add that skill to yourself, you master that movement, and then you master another movement, and you master a movement after that. You sequence them together. Those sequences themselves become a movement. All right, and then you start to sequence your sequences, and pretty soon you are a master of technique, tool, and therefore work. And that's what makes you an artisan. Okay, and so the artisan journey is taking lessons like this to heart and using them to become the absolute best that you can be. And everybody's going to break glass. I probably break glass tomorrow, and there will be a reason why. Maybe I got rushed. Maybe I was in a hurry. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Paying particular attention. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. You never know. I mean, all it takes is just one little moment where you're not watching and you're not into your work, where something like that could happen. But artisans, masters of technique, tool, and therefore work. And it doesn't happen overnight. It only happens with little lessons that accumulate, little lessons like the glazing point. And, one lesson, 2 lessons, 3 lessons, 10 years of lessons, 20 years of lessons, you become a master. That's the way it is. All right, so Steve Quillian, Woodwindow Makeover. Thank you for watching. Love you guys.